I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Chair of the Michigan Democratic Party, Lavora Barnes. Lavora, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
As we sit here right now, we are less than 2 weeks out from Election Day, so I am sure you are crazy busy. Michigan, all eyes are on that battleground state, and new polls indicate that Vice President Kamala Harris is ever so slightly ahead of former President Donald Trump, but still within the margin of error. So when you're seeing all of this data come in this close to the election, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's exactly what we expected. We always knew this was going to be a close race. We prepared and built a program with a close race in mind. This is Michigan. The races are tight. It's what we expect. We don't pay attention to the polls. We pay attention to what's happening in the field and at the polling places where folks are voting. And folks are voting right now, and we're encouraged by what we're seeing.
That's really interesting. You're not paying attention to the polls. So talk to everyone who doesn't live in Michigan. What are you seeing on the ground there that maybe we aren't?
Yeah, so first thing I would say is that we have a tremendous ground game. We've got over 50 offices around the state. We've got hundreds of staffers and thousands of volunteers out here knocking on doors, making phone calls, text messages, social media posts, all the ways we can reach a voter. We are trying to reach voters, and we're having great conversations with them about the importance of this election, telling them how to vote, where to vote, when to vote, and of course, why to vote. And, we're hearing a lot of really great feedback from folks. Folks are excited that they're hearing from the campaign and from the party. They're excited to participate in this election. It feels good on the ground.
A path to victory for Harris includes winning the 3 blue wall states. Obviously, Michigan is a part of that with 15 electoral votes on the line there. But in total, the 3 states have 44 electoral votes. Obviously, this is a huge amount of votes on the line. Are you coordinating at all with Pennsylvania and Wisconsin to have a consistent ground game, a consistent strategy? What does that look like?
It's a really great question. So we talk to each other a lot. These are state parties who are all close. The chairs connect with each other. We talk, we share strategy, we share thoughts. Our ground games look a little different because our states are different. Not everybody's state is structured the same way. Here in Michigan and also in Wisconsin, we run a year-round coordinated field program. We're always on the doors all the time, even when it's not the months leading up to election. And Pennsylvania is working their way up to having a similar program. But we work really closely together. We share best practices all the time. And we also cheer each other up when we're tired and we want to take a break.
Well, you're in the final stretch. You are in your 12 days left. And I know for voters, one of the most major issues for them as they go to the polls, as they weigh what candidate they want to pick, is the economy. So let's say you're on the phone with some voters in Michigan now. The economy is the top issue for them. They say to you, hey, my financial situation under former President Donald Trump a few years ago was better than it is now. My grocery bill was lower then than it is now. What do you say to them?
I start by reminding them that the economy that President Trump inherited was actually Barack Obama's economy. It was a Democratic economy. And he shepherded that economy right into a crisis. And then COVID came along and crisis increased. And then we needed Joe Biden and the Democrats to come in and fix the mess that was left behind by Donald Trump. And so the reasons that we have low unemployment, the reasons that we have a higher access to funds for small businesses, the reason we have lower costs for healthcare, that's the Democrats. That's what's happening under the Democrats and under the Biden and Harris administration.